Welcome back to a Real Estate Wisdom Podcast, the podcast where we cut through the noise and get to the heart of the issues that matter most to you. I'm your host, Vishal Kapoor, and today we are diving deep into a topic that's keeping many Ontarians up at night: the housing crisis. Sky high prices, stagnant construction, and a political blame game that seems to go nowhere. With the Ontario election heating up, everyone's got a plan. But will any of them actually work? Let's break it down. Our jumping off point is the recent CBC News article that highlights the core problem. People are feeling trapped. A woman named Heather Caswell, for instance, is paying a relatively reasonable $1,700 a month for a rent-controlled apartment in Toronto. Sounds good, right? The problem is moving anywhere else, even without buying, could mean a massive jump in cost. We are talking $3,000 for a one-bedroom in some cases. She feels locked in, unable to change jobs or even consider buying a home. And she is far from alone. Housing affordability is consistently cited as a top concerns for voters. I know this is going to be a big agenda beside the tariff, what Ford says. So, what are the political parties proposing? Well, let's start with the look back. In the last election, Premier Doug Ford promised to build 1.5 million new homes by 2031. Ambitious, to say the least. Fast forward to today, and progress has stalled. Why? A perfect storm of factors. Aggressive interest rate hikes, supply chain issues stemming from the pandemic, and increased building cost have all contributed. And while the province control interest rates, the opposition parties are hammering Ford on his housing record. Bonnie Comby saying something like the Ford government housing plan has been an abject failure. Mike Schreiner, Green Party leader, saying something like Doug Ford only seems interested in building mansions in the Greenbelt. Ouch. So, what are the proposed solutions? A key theme is reducing construction costs and cutting red tape. The Liberals and Greens are suggesting scraping development charges for certain types of housing, smaller homes in particular. Development charges are fees levied by municipalities on new developments to fund infrastructure. Dave Wykes from the Building Industry and Land Development Associations say these changes can account for roughly 25% of the cost of a building, a single-family home or condo in the GTA. That translates to years of mortgage payments just to cover these fees. Dave Wickies saying something like homebuyers are paying the fixed 6 year of their mortgage due to municipal fees and taxes. Some municipalities are already taking action, like Mississauga cutting development charges by 50%. The Ford government initially proposed discounts but backtracked over pushback from municipalities who rely on that revenue. The Liberals and Greens are proposing to backfill those lost revenues with provincial funds. But is there any funds? Another major issue is the time it takes to get projects approved. Murtaza Hazar from Toronto Metropolitan University calls it a paralysis by analysis, saying it can take up to 3 years to get approvals for some projects in Toronto. I know, that's big rate tape problem we're having for a long time. The NDP, Liberals and Greens all support legalizing fourplexes on land zoned as residential. a move that could significantly increase housing density. Ford, however, had resisted this, fearing community backlash. And we're already seeing some in Oakville, especially in South Oakville. That's happening. The NDP is also proposing Homes Ontario, a provincial agency to build 250,000 affordable homes through direct funding and partnerships with nonprofits. And if all of that wasn't complicated enough, there's the looming threat of US tariffs on Canadian goods, which could further destabilize the development industry. Ontario imports billions of dollars worth of glass from the US for construction. I know this tariff thing is all over the place and everything is shaking. Ultimately, the key to revamping of construction is consumer confidence. Developers need to know there's a market for new homes. In Dave Wickie's words, the next government needs to ensure home buyers have confidence in Ontario's economy. So, what's the takeaway? There are no easy answers. Solving Ontario's housing crisis requires a multi-pronged approach, reducing construction costs, streamlining approvals, increasing density, and ensuring economic stability. The question is, which party has the most realistic and effective plan to make that happen? And more importantly, will they actually follow through? I know there's a lot of red tape, I can say. Well, that's all the time we have for today on Real Estate Wisdom. Join us next week as we tackle different topic. Until then, stay informed, stay engaged, and demand real solutions from your elected officials. And if you haven't subscribed yet or not sharing, I'll be really grateful if you like, comment, and share. In that way, we can grow and we can provide better, more interesting topics which matters to you in the real estate world. Well, this is Vishal Kapoor, your friend in real estate, signing off. Bye for now. Disclaimer. The information provided in this podcast is for informational purpose only and should not be considered as financial or investment advice. Consult with your professional before making any real estate decisions.